Love to talk to you about some really cool master channeling techniques. So the cool thing is about channeling is like once you get the foundation, the basics like solid and you know what you're doing, then you could do some really, really, really advanced techniques. So what I mean by foundational kind of stuff is things like knowing how to channel your soul, knowing how to channel your higher self, and knowing how to channel your spirit guides, and then getting to know your spirit guides on a really good intimate level. And the reason why that's important is, yes, of course, it helps you with your life and it helps you with different areas and different capacities, things like that. That's all great. That's all important. But the biggest reason why it's important to get to know your spirit guides really well and their energy signatures, like knowing how to know who's around you and that which guide it is, and all that stuff, is because once you get to know your guides and their energy signatures, then what you can do is you can do way more advanced stuff. And the reason why that's important is because what happens is your spirit guides, whenever I always recommend to my students that whenever you're doing anything outside of you, that you always have your spirit guides with you. And there's many reasons for this, is because you want to make sure that with your spirit guides with you, they can make sure that you're doing things correctly, doing things properly, you're on the right track, you're going down the right path. But the biggest reason is that you're doing things safely. You're doing things in a safe manner. I would love to say that, everything in the spiritual realm is all fine and dandy and love and light and all that other stuff. And I haven't found that to be true. Like majority of the time it is, majority of the time it's fine. But once in a while you might come across a case where there's something that is not of the light that might be affecting you detrimentally. And that's where your spirit guides can keep you safe, keep you protected. And just by saying a blanket statement like, oh, I'm just going to ask my guides, my ancestors and all that to keep me safe, I haven't really found that works. So instead, what I've done is I've developed techniques where you work with your spirit guides to make sure that anything that is not of the light that comes across your path, you know how to deal with them, you know how to deal with them in a safe way and a proper way. But we need to get to know our spirit guides really well so we can discern the difference between what is our spirit guides, and we know which ones are our spirit guides and which might be masquerading themselves as something that is not quite in your highest and greatest good. And so once you get to know get these foundational techniques like honed and precise, and you know what you're doing, then you can start really having fun with spirituality, really have fun with channeling. You can start doing readings, things like past life readings, spirit guide readings, ancestral readings, dream interpretation. You can do one of the most advanced techniques I teach my students, which is scanning people, medical mediumship, finding out the root cause of what's going on with them, and super cool things like that. You can start to channel like sprites, fairies, dragons, angels, all that kind of neat stuff. You can use the foundation to channeling. You can use that to help you with property clearing, so that when you're clearing properties, you know what you're doing. You can learn how to do read your own soul's blueprint, do other blueprint readings for other people, cool things like that. Like the things that you can do with this stuff is like infinite. It's limitless. But you got to start somewhere. And the point is of this talk today is that you want to start with the foundation. You want to start with getting to know your soul really well, getting to know your higher self really well, getting to know your spirit guides really well. And then you can start channeling things outside of you, things that might be, because again, like if you start dabbling and you go too far too fast, you could potentially getting yourself into hazardous situations. And having those techniques of what to do with them, how to deal with these things that are maybe not of the light. And again, the majority of the time it's fine, but what about those times that it's not? And that's why I suggest getting to know your spirit guides and your own aspects really well. So my name is Ken Lewicki. I teach this for a living. This is what I do. And I have formal training. I have entire certification workshops, channeling levels 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. And then I have my 6-month strategic channeling program. I have mastermind classes, all sorts of really cool things. If you'd like to learn more, just go ahead and visit my website. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me and we will talk soon. And I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.